Hey Cove, Dan Baumgartner here for a midweek Wednesday update out here at the Cove. And man, you can see it is one beautiful fall day. It is gorgeous. Ann will be along a little bit later. She's going to pick me up and she'll say hi then. I've been thinking a lot about story lately. Not just story like fiction, although that too, but story more as the narrative that we are living out in life. What's the story that we are living, and what are the themes that keep coming to the surface? Maybe I'm interested in this from some of our read good book conversations, and I'll come back to that in a second or two. So I'm talking to you on Wednesday, obviously, and we all don't know the election results. Maybe we will soon. But one thing that's painfully obvious, no matter what, is we are this deeply polarized country. Apparently, we view the world through very different lenses. We are telling our stories in very different ways in this culture. And again, I'm wondering, what are the storylines? What are the threads, the messages that are emphasized in our culture and that in this time are kind of being laid bare? And three or four of them came right up for me. One is the whole idea of individualism. Being an individual, whether you see this as an asset or a liability, it is very clear no one in our culture is going to tell us what to do about much of anything, about water rights or COVID or environment or guns or taxes or masks. We bristle when someone in authority, or even not in authority, tells us what to do. We are such individualists. I ran across the lines from a song remember the Disney movie Frozen? There's some words to a song there. The character Elsa sings them, and they just sort of hit me in the face. It said, "It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free." Individualism. That's part of the story that's being told in our culture. Another part is just feelings. Everything from our self-worth to personal freedom to our core identity seems to be based on what I'm feeling. And therefore, no one should tell me anything differently. So individualism, feelings. And then I thought about isolation. This idea that we seem to often think we are better off without other people. That others impede us. And that's true for us as a nation and what we're doing in the world, and it's true for us as individual people. We have sort of a low regard right now for interconnectedness, and we think if everyone does their own thing, it all works. So individualism and feelings and isolation, and then the last one that popped up for me was power. That power is just sort of everywhere in our culture. It's to be pursued at all costs, whether it's physical power, financial power, power to make things happen, power to get what you want, political power, whatever it is. So there's lots more themes and threads to the story that are being told in our culture, but those are some that popped up for me, and it seems like in a time of, let's say, a disputed election, that these things are just laid bare, and there's a lot of anxiety. It also struck me that our story of the Christian gospel is just so different than all of this. So different. We are dependent people on God and on others. Our core identity is as people loved by God, not what we feel or accomplish. We are people made, we are wired for relationship. And we follow a paradoxical gospel and God whose power is made perfect in weakness, whose most powerful act was to take on himself the brokenness of human beings. So our gospel story is so different from the stories that are being painted and lived out in our culture. In our Read Good Books group, we've been reading some fiction and some nonfiction. The current one is a mystery novel called Ordinary Grace from William Kent Kruger. We call the group Read Good Books because we want the writing to be of high quality, but good books also means we're searching for a different storyline than the ones we're hearing in our culture regularly. So we're searching for themes and threads like self-sacrifice and suffering and love and grace and redemption and hope. Those things, that's the plot of the gospel story of Jesus. And then that's the story we are called to be living out. And it is a big contrast. So here's my encouragement, and I see Anne coming in, but here's my encouragement. As the battles are kind of raging, as tempers and anxiety go off the charts, as we rightly engage in trying to create a better world for all people, I want to encourage us to be looking for the underlying story. What's being promoted as the story of our life? What stories are being promoted in how we should deal with other people? And how do they square or not square with the story of the gospel? Because our hope ultimately and daily is in Christ. Here's the last line of Psalm 33 that I read this morning. It said, "Let your steadfast love, O Lord, be upon us, even as we put our hope in you." So, hey, Ann.
Hey.
Thanks for coming to pick me up.
Hey.
You got the mask hanging. Hi.
Hi, Cove.
Well, where you been?
I just came from Home Depot on the way up here.
Yeah.
I just want to say the Christmas things are in. I was looking for something else, but there were reindeer and lights and trees, and I know it's been around, but they're majorly putting up this
Wow.
stuff. So
Yeah.
it makes me think, on a day like today, but it is fall and it is November, but the holidays are rolling, and
And they're going to be kind of different.
yeah, and it makes me want to be actually not buying a tree yet, but it makes me want to think about how to be intentional and in this really uncertain time, how to kind of create some things that feel holy and intentional and special. And so I got to start thinking and brainstorming with my peoples.
Yeah.
So if you guys have good ideas, let's keep talking.
Yeah, because our routines
Yeah.
are going to be totally
Yeah,
topsy-turvy.
I know,
So
it is.
intentionality, that's a good word.
Yeah.
Hey, Cove, one final thing. That is this coming Sunday, November 8th, after our worship video, the 10:30 to 11:30 video, rather than doing a Zoom coffee hour, we are going to do a live pray day
Friday.
at the Cove at
Here.
12:30 right here.
Yeah.
Gonna invite folks, anybody who can come, to come on out. Please wear a mask. And we're gonna send people off around the neighborhood as best we can. If mobility is hard for you, then bring a lawn chair and we'll distance people on the grass. But we're gonna send people off with masks in pairs for kind of a distance prayer walk. And we're gonna particularly focus on the deep division in our country that I mentioned earlier. We're going to pray for our immediate neighborhood here around the Cove. And there's one more thing. And we're going to pray for Sonoma County, and particularly for the health situation here.
Yeah.
So
numbers.
the Cove, pray day, this Sunday, 12:30. It'll be short,
see
maybe
you there.
45 minutes, and we'll see you there.
Okay.
God bless.
Bye. Drive safe.